Green Team Media.
Shia is one of the funniest people I think I've ever met. He's nuts. He's so funny. He's really intense. He works really, really hard on these movies. He's like a walking Transformers encyclopedia. He was always there to help me and hold my hand and baby me through the whole thing. And, you know, he's just talented. He's so talented. And to get to watch that every day for 7 months for me was enough, you know, even if I wasn't in this film, you know, just to be alongside him as his co-star, I'm just so proud of that. And you know, I really wanted to work hard for him as much as anybody else. So I don't think I realized how huge these movies were until we got to Chicago. And it was when I was in my hotel room and we were about, you know, we were staying in a big skyscraper, and it was about I was in like the 20th story. And I remember opening my curtains one day and looking out onto Michigan Avenue and just seeing the entire street. I mean, this is a huge main street in Chicago, completely destroyed. It looked like the end of the world. And I just remember looking down and seeing 50 US Marines running through with their guns, and then there's like 4 explosions going off, and then you're eating your breakfast and there's 3 base jumpers shooting past your window and 3 helicopters zooming around. You've got press vans everywhere, hordes of fans screaming when you get on and off set. And it just was, I had no idea how huge these films were. I mean, I knew they were big, but not to this extent. And the fact that people wanted to come down and watch us was just, it was mind-blowing. It was the point I think I realized that my life was never going to be the same again, and how exciting this was, and you know, being a part of those sets. I mean, to walk through those sets was, you know, I didn't even feel like they're so real, they're so realistic. They made you feel whatever you needed to feel for the scenes. And I mean, everybody works whatever aspect, whether it be the set designing or the costume designing. It just felt so realistic for me, and it was amazing. That was a stage that was built in LA, and we called it the Tilted Building, and it was basically because it was what I can describe as a floor of a skyscraper, an office floor, and it came up on a crane on a tilt to about a 40-degree angle. I think it was about 40 degrees. And you know, they changed the set in various ways to make it look like the inside of an office building, and then we also changed it to look like the outside, so it looked like the glass panels of a skyscraper. And it was like in our last few days of filming, and we would sit at the top of it, about 6, 7 of us, myself, Shia, Tyrese, the Navy SEALs, and we'd be sliding down this thing, and it was about 100 feet drop. I mean, it was the funnest thing ever. We were just sliding down it over and over again. They would be throwing chairs down after us, and plants, and fake glass, and you know, you covering yourself. And I would always shoot down first. For some reason, I'd get to the bottom first. And it took about 2 times for me to realize that if I didn't get out of the way quick enough, I was about to get flattened by like a 300-pound Navy SEAL or US Marine or Tyrese or Shia was going to come down, and you'd hit the pads and run off as soon as you can. I was just thrilled to be, you know, working with someone that's so talented. And Michael works really hard on these movies, and it really shows. And he wants everybody to come and bring their A game, and he wants everybody to come and work as hard as he does. He's an intense director. Everybody knows that. And you know, I think for me the most important thing when I took on this movie was to work really hard for him, because he's given me such an amazing opportunity, and I didn't know quite how to thank him for it. He's changed my life, and he's given me a career and a chance, and he really took a chance putting me in this movie. So I sort of said to myself, how am I ever going to thank him? And the only thing I could think of was just to work really, really hard and bring my A game every day to set, which I hope I did. I really hope. I haven't seen any movie in 3D. I'm not going to lie. I've seen this movie in 2D. I cannot imagine how insane it is going to be in 3D. I can't think of a better movie to be in 3D, with these robots and the special effects and the explosions and the characters. like haven't been to see a movie in 3D just because I'm waiting to see this one in 3D, and I want this to be my first experience of 3D. But seeing it in 2D was mind blowing. It looks incredible. The effects, the robots, and you have to remember we don't even shoot the movie with the robots in there. And so now for me, who's a veteran, who's not done this before, goes in the edit room and sees all the robots coming in and seeing all the special effects being added on, it's like a whole nother movie to me, and it just looks brilliant. So to see it in 3D, I can't imagine. It's going to be amazing. Hold on to your seats, people.